It's Van Halen right here on your Classic Metal Show with Dirty Movies. We want to thank our good friend Bob Nalbandian with his Dirty Movies. L.A. early rock scene.
Can't wait.
I can't wait. I love the trailer, dude.
Yeah, I do too. And not just saying that because it's Bob, because if it sucked, I would have told him.
Well, see,
This is true.
See, that was another thing Veronica and I had a discussion about, is the fact that regardless if you're friend or foe, if you do something good, we will tell you so. If it's not so good, we'll tell you so.
Just like we expect from, our people.
Exactly. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, you got Veronica Freeman in there?
I do. She's in a cage. I have her wrapped up in a. Go ahead.
That's where she belongs.
Well, who is this? Who is this?
My name's Chris. I'm calling from Utah. And no, I'm not Mormon.
That's okay. I used to bang a Mormon chick. Those girls are hose beasts.
Yeah, they're not too bad. There's a few around.
Yeah, their only mission in life is to populate the earth. So that means you can just go at them again and again and again.
Yeah,
like a bounty paper
sure
towel? Reusable? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I have a thing about paper towels. Hi, Chris.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How the hell are you? I've never spoken to you. Oh God, this is killing me.
Is this somebody you know, Veronica?
Not really, but we're friends on Facebook.
Okay.
So this is a good thing, yeah? Oh no, you may have deceived me. Okay.
Well, what can we do for you, Chris?
What the hell can we do for you, Chris?
Well, I was just calling in to say hi, and that guy that was talking earlier that just can't deal with the women and all that, he probably just doesn't know anybody like V, huh?
I think that's you, Chris.
I know. I'm just sitting here listening. Maybe I need to come out there and start banging Mormons.
Oh my God.
You got to get in line, though.
I don't care. I'm good to wait. I'm good to be 50th in. Just fucking.
I know, and I always say, if they've been with 100, I'll be 101. How's that?
That's right. Just wipe the salt off my dick when we're done.
Oy vey. What the hell? Chris, you were my friend on Facebook. What's up with that?
I love Benedictum.
Thank you.
You guys are doing a good job out there.
Oh, you're awesome. Thank you. See, I can be nice.
Are you originally from Utah, Chris? I kind of detect like a southern accent.
Actually, I am. I lived in Phoenix for about 10 years, but I am actually from here.
Okay. And what do you do in Utah? What part of Utah?
Well, I'm currently in the Basin area, but I'm from the Davis County area, which is north of Salt Lake. And I do 4G LTE cellular networks, so it's computer dork stuff.
Well, if you're not a Mormon, and I just know this is fact because I used to live out in the West area, if you live in a Mormon community, they put the pressure on for you to become one of them, and if you don't, they shun you. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, actually, you're treated like the devil.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You're open-minded and you're nice and you try and, invite them into your home, but, whoa, they're not going to invite you in and have them, corrupt their whatever it is they're doing.
Right.
So, it's an interesting place, that's for sure.
So why exactly would you invite them into your home?
Offer them a cigarette, a cup of coffee, and a glass of booze.
Real life stuff.
Very nice.
Ooh,
no wonder they think you're the devil.
Yeah, well.
Not to mention, I like to meet their wives.
I'll bet.
You knocked my headphones off with that one.
You know how poor they are. They're all passed out on Valiums and Prozac. And
just like the Stepford wives.
Oh, I love that. Wow.
Yeah, it's good stuff, let me tell you.
Well, Chris, I think I'm going to head on out there and see if I can look up an old bang I had out there. And
hey, isn't that the name of the song?
Yeah, I think so.
Chris?
I know the song very well.
You've given it such new meaning to me, like as recently as today.
Just give me that old bang. She's gonna suck my wang all motherfucking night and day. Just bang.
I don't think those were the original lyrics.
Alternate take.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Well, Chris, have you ever listened to the Classic Metal Show before?
Yeah, once or twice.
Not you. Our guy out in Utah.
You know, I hadn't. I was just following you guys along here, and I found out that Veronica was going to be on, and I figured I better try and call in and say hi and try and make it a habit.
All right.
New listener in Utah.
My man.
I feel like George Snorri. West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
West.
Nice.
All right, Chris, anything else?
No, I just think Veronica rocks. You guys are doing a good job out there, and I appreciate you having her on.
Love you, honey.
Thanks, baby.
You're cheating on me.
I'm not cheating. I just, it's
Fucking
cool.
bitch.
Oh,
We're going to have a talk about this after
you
the
want to talk, we'll talk right now. I'm here. Let's go. Speak up, bitch. You got something to say? Say. Don't be looking at me all crooked. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. I'd go from zero to ghetto in 5 seconds, bitch. You got something else to say? I didn't think so.
Yeah.
So next, caller.
Gary is 10 miles down the road.
Did you guys get married this weekend?
Yeah, it's over now.
It sounds like it's in full swing.
All right, Chris.
All right, guys.
Utah,
thanks.
Chris.
Hey, now, I want you to sign off your call the right way. I say, hail and kill. You say, fuck you, pal, and hang up the phone. You got it?
I got it.
All right. Hail and kill.
Fuck you, pal.
Perfect. There he goes.
Slam that phone. Damn. He did that with feeling and gusto and stuff. Wow, I like that.
Should have gone for it all, Neeley. You should have thrown the hand job.
I know, but I think that was overwhelming.
That probably was.
Fuck you, pal was enough to get out of the guy.
Yeah, I'd say.
Well, since we have Veronica in the studio,
yeah,
let's find out what's up with the V and Benedictum and solo shit.
Why? It's not like you can play any of it.
Hang on a minute. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, hail and kill, boys. What's
Hey,
going
it's
on?
the MOL.
Of fucking course it is.
It's been a while.
You guys are just killing people tonight. Jesus Christ. I can't wait for, what's his name, Wheelchair Tim to call in, Tim James or whatever. Call in later, Blind Tim.
Blind Tim.
With his 15 calls.
Holy shit!
And wait till the real Jeff Tate. Wait till the real Jeff Tate. Wait till the real Jeff Tate gets to interact with Veronica. That's going to be fun.
Oh, that could be brutal. I don't know. I may have to leave.
Oh! It is.
Yeah.
Especially if he puts Miranda on the phone.
Ooh, Jesus! Then Neeley will have a real problem.
Yeah,
War of
that's
the Worlds.
Wow. Well, great show as always, boys.
And girl.
Can't wait for Odorous to come up. Gum Dog and all that. And I'm punching out right now. So take it easy, Veronica. You and your lovely tits have a great night. And hail and kill. Fuck you, pal.
I'll soap them up just for you, baby.
And there he goes.
Wow.
Wow. My God. And, man, what's going to happen when these things go south? It's going to be, disastrous. Hello?
Oh, I'm resisting.
Is this thing on?
I can just picture you walking. I can just picture you sort of walking like an orangutan with the arms out.
I'm trying to tell you.
And on the knees.
I'm just, we're just going to leave it at that.
Nipples
just don't get all
across-
dragging and stuff, leaving trail marks. Oh, little guides and stuff trying to find. You'll find the V. You'll see little. Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. I'm telling
There'll
you.
be knuckle prints and two little streams.
And we're not talking about streaming video, honey. We're talking
Milk
be.
Well, it is the middle of
what?
It is the middle.
What? So, Chris, how are you, honey?
22.
Oh, I don't even want to know. Moving on.
I'm not 22.
I said, how are you? Not how old are you?
I thought you said, how old am I?
Get a grip. I know you're not feeling well, so the fever must be taking effect.
It's all good. We're just getting rolling.
That's kind of cool, huh? Did you take some nighttime cold medicine?
You have no idea where this is going, Veronica. This is usually the tame segment of the show.
Well, it is the middle of September, and Benedictum has a new CD already recorded.
Right.
And what is the plan, Veronica?
The plan is that the CD will be released in Europe on the 29th of November and in the U.S. on the 3rd of December. The album is called Obey, and I know you guys have kind of heard a couple things here and there, so does it have your seal of approval from what you've heard?
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Thank you.
What do you think of a dual release date like that?
It's only a couple days.
Yeah, actually, for all the other albums, it's been the same way, but the time difference has been even more. Like the first album and the second album were released 3 months apart, so they usually do the European release first, and then the U.S. release about 2 or 3 months after that. So,
but here's the question.
Yes.
For as smart as Frontiers Records is, and every label, I'm not just picking on Frontiers. They've got some people there that certainly know a thing or two about signing and putting out music that will sell X number of copies that meets their whatever their shelf is for that artist. That being said, how is it that they can't just release them on whatever day they want to at this point? Just release them all December 3rd, because if they release it on the 29th in Europe, let's face it, Americans are going to be downloading it by the 29th.
I'm with you. And to me, that's kind of cool that it's that close. Right. Because the other ones were, like I said, about a month or two or whatever apart. And I'm not exactly sure why that is, other than it's a press thing as well, too, because they have, our fan base is mostly European, and thanks to you guys has been an increasing fan base in the U.S., which I am so grateful for.
Well, who's the biggest supporter?
I'm talking here.
I understand.
So there's nothing like home turf love, you know what I'm saying? So now you may proceed. Go ahead.
Who's the biggest supporter with some kind of a media outlet that gets behind Benedictum? Who's the biggest Benedictum supporter?
Chris.
Thank you.
Next. Number, please.
Wow.
Talking show, not individual person.
What?
I mean,
you mean that classic metal show?
No, I don't mean
hosted by Chris.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want you to say
I know you don't.
us. I want you to tell me if you're aware of where is Benedictum mostly supported. Are you familiar with it? Do you know those stats? And if so, who is it?
Okay, let me go there with you.
Let me go there. Go ahead.
I'm going to go. For the most part, let's talk about America. That has been, and don't get me going, because I'll get going. And it's going to sound like I'm being all kiss-ass, but I'm really not. But I don't think a lot of people know how much people that do the internet radio thing put into it, and that they're mostly, I'm just saying mostly, not getting paid, and it's just a labor of love, and for the love of the music and all of that. So across the board, all the internet radio stations and the affiliates and all of that stuff have given us a lot of love over the years. Now, I can't name 1, 2, or 3 because, back in the day we would have like this little press thing, and it's like, okay, you have to do this interview, this interview, this interview. But the connections that I've made since then have allowed us to kind of keep things going, and you're one of them. I mean, you guys you've been good to the V. So it's a cool thing. And things in Europe are a lot more press-driven as far as there's still magazines out there. I don't know if everybody's aware of that, where you can go, like back in the day, remember you can get Circus Magazine and all that kind of stuff? Yep. Yeah. Well, it's not like that anymore here, but it still is over there, where you can get a whole tour catalog of who's coming and where and all that kind of stuff. And it's not like that here anymore. So it's mostly, websites and stuff, but it's not always consistent. So a lot of times people don't know who's coming, and a lot of times people don't support. And we don't want to go down that road, because I have a thing about that. We were talking about that at lunch today, right?
we were.
So to answer your question, yeah, a lot of internet radio out here, and a lot of, we've had articles and Metal Hammer, the different affiliates there and all that stuff. And Brave Words, Bloody Knuckles, I'll give my shout out to Carl Bagay for just being so awesome to me. And so many people, Arnold Ace, and I have a lot to be grateful for. And it's not like I'm some kind of big star or anything. I'm just happy that Benedictum gets to do what we get to do. And
what is it exactly that you do again?
I sing in a band.
Okay.
Bitch. Okay, anything else?
Certain parts of your star are pretty big.
A couple of the point to the star. Why is it always got to be about that? I mean, my voice is unique, I think. I mean, sometimes it gets me into trouble. Well, that's really you're going to love this one. That's really a dude. And that one just really gets to me. Really? Oh, yeah, I know. And there's just like these same people that say the same stuff over and over. Yeah, and I know for a fact, just like other people we heard earlier, I know for a fact that, that she's had surgery, or he, or whatever, had surgery. I'm just like, what? Are you kidding me?
They think that you're a trans.
Yeah, I've heard that one. I've heard that since day one.
Really?
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, excuse me. I mean, yes, actually,
Hey.
I have. And it just blows my mind. It's like, wow. So what have you done lately? But we don't really want to get me revved up about that right now. But yeah,
There are ways that you could prove that to be untrue.
there are. And how would you like me to go about that?
I would suggest video.
I know you would suggest that. Seeing
you
that
asked,
your collection of it is just like over the top.
Now,
Yes,
you know,
dear.
outside of Benedictum, you've got the V Project, and what can you tell us about that?
I can tell you that I just turned in the masters the other day, literally like last week, and I saw the cover artwork, and I'm really excited about it. At first, you guys know, I was real tentative about it because I have to tell you, this is how powerful you guys are, straight out. And no ass kissing here because I didn't bring my chapstick. Okay? I don't have time for that bullshit. But, you had made a comment, Chris, about, well, you're not going to go all, what was it? God.
Lady Gaga? Or
No.
Britney?
It was the hell. Can't think of it now. But bottom line, I was like, oh, man, that's kind of messed up. And then I started worrying about it. And it even affected the way I was finishing things off in the studio because I didn't want to go too, be too soft about it and stuff. My producer was like, no, this has got to be a different thing because that's what the label wanted. But at the end of the day, I am really proud of the body of work. I think it's really cool, and I'm really happy for it. And I know that how you guys are, and you can cut everything down. But the fact that Pete Wells, my guitar player, and my writing partner had such a large part in it, and we were able to express ourselves musically in other ways. I mean, we'd always joke about that. We would do these goofy things at practice and then, oh, well, that's going to be for something else. Well, now it really is. So that's pretty cool. And it's Pete's birthday, like, in a couple hours here, too.
And we're going to call Pete, right?
Hell yeah.
Well, when I was hanging out with you in Columbus back at the end of June.
You were so good to me.
And Chris, called Pete.
Yeah.
What did Pete say to you about Chris calling him and the discussions they had on the show?
What do you mean?
Did he mention it to you? Say, I had a great time, or it was unexpected?
He always has a great time with you.
Oh, no, that's not. Did he say, Veronica, that was just fun, or thanks for doing that, or what a dick, or what did he make a mention of it at all?
Of course, because we talk all the
well,
time.
Well, what did he say?
But you know what? Don't you try to. This isn't the Spanish Inquisition over here.
Yeah, Neeley, Jesus.
What the fuck's up with that?
First,
you got nothing better to do.
Veronica.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think somebody really needs to take a look at this because there's something really wrong going on around here.
And by a look, you mean
Crooked. Anyway.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So he said, yeah, it was really cool. He was really cool to me and stuff. And because I just said, everything that was cool and that he had a chance to ask me about, of course, because I knew you were going to grill him about the V Project stuff anyway. And that he was able just to tell the truth, which is that the majority of the stuff is his shit anyway.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? Other than lyrically and all that. But it's 70% Pete Wells in there, so it's all good. So it's none of this stuff like the V's trying to go branch off, but it is a different vibe, and it's a lot of fun. Except for a couple of songs, which, we won't go there. I'm just
can you give us a little background? No. Can you give us a little? Give us a little.
9.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Just play it then, Neeley.
Can you give us a little background on the genesis, why a V project even came to being to begin with?
Yeah, I can do
What
that.
was the reason for this?
Okay. All right. So let's rewind a couple years ago, and the president and vice president of Frontiers Records was coming out to Los Angeles. And when I found that out, I was like, oh, hell no, I got to go meet these people because I've never actually met them. So, and at that time, I had my foot in one of those, what do they call them, those cam boots, with the little Velcro. It was not cute, okay?
A walking boot.
It was, yeah, it was pretty brutal. So I had to have a friend of mine who was extremely...
You think that they noticed that you had feet?
Really? See, I can't... You know what? That's all right. I'll get you back later. You just hold on. It's all right. Vengeance is mine. So I have this totally hot friend who drove me out there, and her boobs are like 3 times the size of mine, okay? So just go down that road. She's fucking awesome.
She didn't kept hitting her head into the windshield,
Pretty
did
much.
she?
I was like, we had to have the extended for
She
the
walk
limo.
on her elbows?
You ass. So we go out there, and she drove because I couldn't drive anyway. So we get out there and we meet, and I had exactly 1 hour. So talk about feeling kind of small in the whole equation. I was like, okay. So it was like your time starts here, and I guess once they realized how goofy and not mentally stable I was, it just kind of came up that, well, we were thinking about we'd like to hear the other side of V and offer the idea of you doing something like a solo project. So initially it was going to be me doing someone else's music, and it was going to be nice and simple, and I was going to get paid. What a concept. And then I kind of thought about it and thought maybe not so much because I wouldn't have any creative control. So long story short, worked it out to where they just had to approve the tunes, and I did a couple of tunes that they suggested, and I had to put together my own musicians and all of that, and I ended up using, of course, Rickard Sternquist who is now with Benedictum, but was with Jag Panzer for a long time. And then, of course, Pete, and then Steve Conley's in there, and then Mel Brown's on bass, Jeff Pilson's on bass, and I had a lot of people coming in and doing stuff on it. Leather Leone, of course, that was a lot of fun, as you guys well know. And so that's how it's happened.
Well,
what else do you want from me?
Let's play the game.
Don't answer that.
Let's play the game for a minute, Veronica. No. Let's say that the V Project sells 4 times as many records as the new Benedictum record. Mm-hmm. Then what do? How do you justify staying doing Benedictum?
Wow, you can't help yourself but go there.
I could either talk about tits or serious, and you didn't want me talking about tits. I went serious.
You could go. Wow. Okay. No, that's cool because that's a legit question. And the thing is that seeing that now, you don't let anyone else know. When you look at it, everything is calculated to an extent for me because I'm a very, very loyal person. And I know that as far as Pete and I are concerned, that's, I wouldn't even be doing a lot of this stuff had it not been for him and his musical input. Rickard has been really cool, and his bringing what he brings to the table with his experience and everything, it's all good. So the bottom line, to answer your question, shoot, we just convert over and do what we have to do. I would love to tour on both because they're not that far apart. It's just that Benedictum is just that. That's its particular brand. And the V Project is still kind of, it's a mixture of a lot of things. It's definitely hard rock, and it's got some metal elements and all that kind of stuff. It's just a little bit more melodic. And there's some stuff that, there's a couple of songs where I just kind of rolled my eyes. Really? Really? But it's all good. I'll get over it.
Okay. Well, I've heard about 6 tracks of each.
Okay.
And I'm, people always use this stupid terminology. how do you do two projects without blurring the lines between Benedictum and what you're doing solo?
Line?
And well,
yeah, I know
exactly.
We talked about that too.
And you have been able to separate the two and make it two totally different things. And as I was explaining to you one other time, that when you do a solo project and it doesn't sound like a band project, people go, "This sucks. This doesn't sound like Benedictum." So how do you deal with that?
You move on, and that's exactly, and I've got to shout her praises again, because it's so cool to have another woman that just gets it. Actually, more so than me, because she's been doing this much longer and just kicks ass, and that is Leather. And when she and I met, we just clicked, and she was the one, you're going to get like killed for this. You're going to take a bunch of crap for this. And I'm like, really? And she listened to some of the other stuff that's going to be on it, and she was just like, well, I hope she doesn't mind me saying, she just got all choked up. Some of it's real pretty, and some of it's just, more rock and roll. It's all good. But, yeah, I mean, what can you do? People are going to say what they're going to say. They always have. It's how much credence you give it. And if you are definitely invested in what you want to do and it's your passion, then fucking go do it. Because if you don't like it,
yeah, and let's face it, Veronica, if you want to line up a bunch of women, I'll make sure that they do get it.
I'll work on that for you, son. Not a problem.
Please do. Please do.
Excellent. All right. Well, we're looking forward to having, the new Benedictum. Fortunately, I've had the pleasure of scrutinizing some of this stuff, and so has Chris. And when Chris and I tell you that it's going to kick ass, it will.
It's good.
And it does. And we love it.
Now, don't let me get all like bashful and stuff. That means a lot to me to hear you guys say that. And Chris, you sent me a text and when you first heard it, and that meant a lot to me, because then it just kind of like, it kind of gets me more fired up. Because now that's been turned in and that's done, I've seen the final artwork and all that kind of stuff, and now we're getting ready to do the press part for it. So, yeah, I'm a little nervous, but I really feel this is a strong album. So
I can't wait to get 500 emails from John Freeman telling me that there's Benedictum stuff out there.
You mean Peter?
Is Peter doing yours?
John Freeman.
John Freeman.
Talk to me.
He's the publicist guy that does most of the Frontier stuff.
Oh, I deal with Dustin.
Dustin Hartman.
Dustin. Yeah.
One of them two. Is Dustin
Get it straight. It's Dustin. Dustin's the one I deal with.
Okay,
but
Dustin's
if there's
good.
another one out there, let me know. You seem to know more than I.
I know all the publicists.
That's what I heard. Oh,
I deal with them all. Mm-hmm. Not the way you would, but
well. Wow. You gonna step up here, son, or are you just gonna sit there and stare at the microphone?
I'm just staring.
Just what the hell?
If you're really looking for a publicist, I'll text you plenty of names.
No, I'm just saying. Is he gonna sit and stare at the screen? It's all good.
Why are you worried about what I'm doing over
I'm
here?
Worried about.
You're having a discussion with Chris.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be like that?
It is going to be like that.
So I'll gut you like a pig, bitch.
Wow.
Wow, such language.
I know.
This is a family show.
I learned it from you.
Yeah.
I've been
Not
taught
me.
well. Yeah. Mm.
I'm a good Christian. I'm a Mormon.
Chris doesn't even drink.
No, never.
Oh, never. You've never touched
empty bottles were just laying here. Wow. I found them.
You were just recycling.
That's right.
That's exactly right. I got you. And I appreciate that from an environmental perspective.
I'm sure you do.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, anyway. Moving on.
This is a green show.
Piloting the Titanic tonight.
Sure.
Moving on.
Right.
Step to it.
I am.
Yeah, well, do it.
Hang on a minute.
What are you going to do? Ooh.
I'm trying to coordinate shit here.
Oh, no.
I was... Chris, honey, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm, checking out stuff since I came over here, and everything's, totally, perfectly organized and perfect.
I know.
And I was just that's like serial killer shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like no, really, because not that I'm into that sort of thing, but there's the the organized killer, And the disorganized, and he'd be the one that could have some. You know, they have these geese and stuff out here in this little pond out in back, and I'm just wondering, these geese look rather well fed, and I'm just wondering how many people have been chopped up and, you know, bagged and tagged. I'm just saying.
I'll tell you, the funny part of it, Veronica, is if you came to this studio, it is like the polar opposite. Every time Neeley comes over here, the first thing he says to me, every time, I'm going to rewire your shit.
Is it a hot mess? Yeah.
It's just wires everywhere, you know, nothing in order, nothing organized. A fucking bomb blew up in this room.
See, but you get it done, right?
Gets done.
You know where everything is.
Yeah, the microphone's in front of me. What else do I need to know?
What else do you need? Exactly. And now I'm kind of like somewhere in between, but this stuff kind of makes me nervous. That's why I'm definitely going to be going back to my hotel, because I'm like, I don't want to like put a foot in the wrong place. Or, you know, I've got my little shoes parked at the front.
Your little shoes are parked at the front door?
Yeah. I'm like,
I know where they are.
I don't want to. What the fuck? Wow. You had to go down that road. I finally saw my feet. I mean, wow.
What? All right. That's a different angle than I was thinking.
He wasn't going for that, Veronica, but that's okay.
All right. You made your own tit jokes.
I did. Hey, well, I live with them every day. It's like some days are better than others.
Lucky you.
All right. Well, we're going to get into some. We've got odorous orungus of guar.
That's gonna be incredible.
And we need to get into that.
We need to do that. We need to get it all up in it.
Get all up in there.
Don't be get all up in that grill. Get all up in that grill.
Right.
Get their digits and shit. You know.
All right. So what is guar? You know, what are they promoting, Chris?
They have a brand new album called Battle Maximus.
Okay.
And they're talking about that, and they're talking. I did this interview a couple weeks ago, and he's talking about that album. And he's talking about the death of one of the guys that actually died in real life. You know, but he puts an interesting guar spin on that, and I don't know. He has some very pleasant things to say.
Excellent. All right, well, let's get into some guar. This is guar with They Swallowed the Sun exclusively here. What, Veronica?
On the Classic Metal Show.